Mr. McLeod,
Contempt for what?
Mr. McLeod, two things are going to happen. You're going to answer my question, or you're going to jail for summary contempt for not complying with the court's request. Do you, Mr. McLeod, understand that the maximum penalty for the charge against you is 3 years in prison and or $1,000 fine?
I don't understand the charges.
Mr. McLeod is in contempt court taken into custody.
Really?
This hearing is absolute chaos from beginning to end. Mr. McLeod is charged with assaulting a police officer, yet he insists the court has no authority over him. He immediately plays the classic sovereign citizen card, interrupting the judge, shouting over everyone, and throwing around fake legal terms that have no real meaning. Each time he tries it, the judge calmly shuts him down without hesitation. Tensions rise quickly, voices get louder, and the courtroom turns heated fast. By the end, the judge has no choice but to order Mr. McLeod into a jail cell for the night. The entire hearing is both frustrating and hilarious to watch. His confidence in complete nonsense is unreal, and watching the legal system dismantle every argument is strangely satisfying. If you enjoy intense courtroom moments like this, leave a like, subscribe to the channel now.
You understand your right to a lawyer, including a court-appointed lawyer?
I understand that.
Okay. And do you wish to represent yourself instead of having an attorney?
Yeah, I'm here by special appearance, and I will be representing myself.
Okay. I'm required by law, before I accept that waiver, to do a couple things. One, advise you of the maximum penalties that you could face for the charges that you're in my court for. Resisting, obstructing conservation officers is a high court misdemeanor punishable by up to 2 years in prison and or $1,000 fine. There's a habitual offender second notice that's been filed by the prosecutor, which would make that a felony punishable by up to 3 years and or $1,000 fine. And marine safety operating while intoxicated is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days and or a $100 to $500 fine. Do you understand the maximum penalty for the charges against you?
Well, I don't even really understand why.
McLeod seems convinced he's making progress in his own little world. While it's entertaining to watch, there's also a sad side to this. Sovereign citizen arguments have been rejected by courts for decades, dating back to the 1990s. Judges are required to uphold real law, not personal interpretations. At this point, he's only digging himself into a deeper hole. A felony conviction could...
Okay. Well, that's fine. Do you understand the maximum penalty that I just explained to you?
No.
Hold on. I can't let you represent yourself until I establish a couple things.
Well, I need to establish a couple things too, honestly.
Hold on. Well, I can't let you represent yourself until I establish a couple things, or I'm going to be in trouble. Okay. Do you understand that the maximum penalty that you could face for the charges that you're here for is up to 3 years in prison and or a $1,000 fine?
I don't understand the nature and cause of the action against me. So
what is it that you don't understand? Do you not understand how long 3 years is, or how much the fine is that I've articulated? Can you tell me what it is you don't understand?
The nature and cause of the action against me because there's no established jurisdiction.
That's not what I'm asking you right now. Well, I'll let you place whatever objections you want on the record, Mr. McLeod. I promise you that. Okay. Can we just go one step at a time? So do you understand the maximum penalty that you could face if you're convicted as charged? 3 years in prison or $1,000 fine?
Well, I have another question because the statutory jurisdiction doesn't exist under the Constitution. So in order for me to defend myself, could you please tell me where the published rules of conduct are for criminal statutory jurisdiction, or where I can find the nature and cause of this jurisdiction, or how this information exists?
No. I don't even understand what you're asking.
So you're saying this is a statutory jurisdiction under what? The statutes of Michigan, correct?
Mr. McLeod, I've told you what my jurisdiction is.
General jurisdiction.
The people of the state of Michigan voted to convene a constitutional convention in 1961.
Sure.
There was a constitutional convention in 1961 and 1962. They proposed a state constitution. The voters of the state of Michigan ratified that in 1963. Article 6 establishes the judicial power. And the circuit court is a court under that judicial power of Article 6 of the state constitution. And so you're here in my court. I have subject matter jurisdiction over those crimes. I have personal jurisdiction over you because you've been alleged to have committed them in our county. That's my jurisdiction. So, Mr. McLeod, you want to represent yourself? Do you understand the maximum penalty that you could face of 3 years in prison and or $1,000 fine?
One second.
I can see why his attorney would, Drew. Oh, shit.
Hang on. Someone in the prosecutor's office is not muted. I'm going to remove you from the meeting at this time.
Oh,
Prosecutor's office is generally allowed to attend to observe. They've participated. I'm removing.
Honestly, it's hard to say she was wrong in that moment. What happened felt so genuine and unfiltered that laughing almost felt inevitable. Situations like that don't come around often in a courtroom, which is probably why it caught everyone off guard. I still don't understand how the judge managed to keep a straight face, because the absurdity of it all was written all over the room. You almost get the sense that the reaction wasn't planned at all. Maybe it was just a spontaneous response, or maybe the sheer ridiculousness of the situation finally broke through the formal atmosphere of the courtroom. Either way, it perfectly reflected what most people that were likely thinking about this entire case. And if we're being honest, it's not surprising that his lawyer decided to step away. Watching Mr. McLeod sit there endlessly flipping through a stack of papers tells you everything you need to know. He looks convinced that somewhere in that pile is a magical loophole or a fake statute that's going to save him at the last second. It's almost like he believes he's about to pull off some brilliant legal trick that no one else has ever thought of before. Meanwhile, the reality is very different. The judge already knows how this will end. The prosecutor knows it too. Honestly, everyone in that courtroom seems fully aware of where this is headed. Everyone except Mr. McLeod. He keeps pushing forward, acting as if he's uncovered some hidden truth about the legal system, when in reality, he's only making things worse for himself. It really makes you question what sovereign citizens expect to happen. In moments like this, do they honestly believe that a judge is suddenly going to pause, reconsider everything, and declare the case dismissed on the spot? Watching this unfold feels like watching someone play a game without ever learning the rules, yet still believing they're about to win. By the time the prosecutor makes her final comment, it feels like the perfect ending to the scene. Anyone in her position would probably be thinking the exact same thing. What's truly fascinating and slightly disturbing is just how dedicated these sovereign citizens are to their beliefs. Seeing Mr. McLeod shuffle papers and confidently cite laws that don't exist is strangely entertaining. It's clear he's deeply convinced of his own logic, even as everything around him falls apart. And with that, let's jump back into the footage.
Mr. McLeod, do you understand the maximum penalty that you could face?
1 second. Okay, so when enforcement of mere statutes, judges of all courts do not act judicially and are thus are not protected and qualified by limited immunity. That's Owen versus the city. I just want to state a few things for the record since you're claiming this is a jurisdiction under statutory law.
Hang on. Mr. McLeod, can we back it? Look at me for a second. Can we talk here?
I've challenged subject matter jurisdiction and nothing can go forward until that's addressed. You're saying
I did address it and I denied your objection. I have subject matter jurisdiction.
Doesn't exist under the Constitution.
Your objection is noted. So, Mr. McLeod, do you understand? Let me explain to you.
Sure.
Sometimes, as I said, people might want to represent themselves, but let's say they have limited intellectual capacity and they don't understand what's going on.
You can tell the judge has completely run out of patience with this guy by now. There's no drama, no over-the-top reaction, just pure reality being laid out. While this man is busy shuffling papers and confidently citing laws that don't exist, the judge responds with calm, sharp honesty. It's not even meant to be insulting. It's just the truth stated plainly. What makes it so satisfying is how effortlessly the judge handles it. No raised voice, no frustration showing, just a quiet professional shutdown that hits harder than any outburst ever could. He's not mocking him, he's simply addressing the situation for exactly what it is, and that alone is enough. Moments like this are a perfect reminder of why judges hold so much authority. They don't need theatrics or sarcasm to make their point. Sometimes, the most brutal response is just stating the facts and moving on.
I have to establish that they know what's going on before I can allow them to represent themselves. I'm required to establish, do you comprehend, do you know the maximum penalty that you could face if you're convicted as a result of this charge? 3 years in prison or $1,000 fine. Do you understand that, Mr. McLeod?
So I'd like to state for the record that
Mr. McLeod,
the
stop.
court can be,
Stop, Mr. McLeod. If you don't understand it, I'm going to revoke your right to represent yourself and have an attorney represent you because I can't establish that you know what you're doing. So do you know the maximum penalty that you would face?
Your Honor, I've challenged this court's jurisdiction. You haven't established it yet. You said you have a statutory jurisdiction which doesn't exist under the Constitution. I'm trying to figure out where I stand with this. So I can't answer any of your questions until you answer some of mine.
That's not how it works. Are you refusing to answer my question?
No, I'm
Then answer it. Do you understand the maximum penalty that you face for this charge?
So judges who become involved in enforcement of
Mr.
these
McLeod,
statutes.
I have other matters, Mr. McLeod.
Involved agency. What's that?
You know, I understand you want to object to things and you're going to be allowed to object to things. Okay.
Sure.
But we have to do things one step at a time. And I do have other cases today. I'm not going to entertain this for like a whole hour. I've got other cases going on. If you want to dig in your heels and just make this real complicated or real difficult, we could do that. And I can hold you in contempt and you'll go back to a jail cell for a while.
No, Your
and then
Honor,
we'll
I don't wish to be held in contempt. I just wish to exercise my Sixth Amendment right.
That's fine.
And
So before I can let you under,
I can
before I
cite
can,
laws. I can cite laws that will show you that the exercise of a right can be converted into a crime. I'm trying to understand the nature and cause of the action against me. You're not clarifying enough to where I can comprehend it, as you say.
you don't comprehend the maximum penalty that you would face.
I'm not answering any of those questions until you establish that this is a court of the Constitution, has jurisdiction under these jurisdictions.
I established it. I told you. You might think I'm wrong and you can appeal.
There's no such thing as a statutory jurisdiction.
Mr. McLeod, let me make this simple for you. Do you ever watch, let me make this simple for you.
Sure.
I'm going to ask you this question one more time. One more time.
Okay.
Two things are going to happen. You are either going to answer my question or I'm going to hold you summarily in contempt. And the court officer will bring you to a jail cell and we'll talk about it tomorrow. You understand that?
So,
Mr. McLeod, Mr. McLeod, two things are going to happen. You're going to answer my question or you're going to jail for summary contempt for not complying with the court's request. Do you, Mr. McLeod, understand that the maximum penalty for the charge against you is 3 years in prison and or $1,000 fine?
I don't understand the charges.
Mr. McLeod is in contempt court taken into custody.
Really? That's it. Protecting my rights is what I'm saying.
Fucking John.
This isn't true. You guys are following.
Follow unconstitutional
You're following
orders.
unlawful orders. It's not
Not a
constitutional at all.
thing.
Mr. McLeod's in contempt. He's sentenced to 1 day. Mr. McLeod, your sentence is 1 day in jail. We'll reconvene tomorrow and get you
This is about the
notice.
Constitution. I did nothing wrong except the question of excessive exercise.
This guy is honestly a complete joke. Watching him try to play lawyer when he clearly has no idea what he's doing is painfully embarrassing. It makes no sense why he didn't just get an attorney. Not only is it common sense, it's literally his right. Under the Sixth Amendment, he's entitled to legal counsel, and if he can't afford one, the court provides a free attorney. Instead, he's standing there in nice sunglasses, fumbling through papers, and spouting nonsense that holds zero weight in a real courtroom. You can even see the judge, trying to give him a chance at the beginning, patiently explaining things slowly and clearly. But even the most patient judge has limits. The wildest part is how confident this guy looks while making a complete fool of himself. He acts like he's uncovering some secret legal loophole, when the law is actually very simple. He's charged with assaulting a police officer, which is a serious felony offense, possibly carrying up to 3 years in prison. Rather than addressing the charge, negotiating a plea deal, or presenting an actual defense, he wastes the judge's time and his own. That behavior earns him extra jail time for no reason. The judge even points out that none of his arguments apply, Yet McCloud seems convinced he's making progress in his own little world. While it's entertaining to watch, there's also a sad side to this. Sovereign citizen arguments have been rejected by courts for decades, dating back to the 1990s. Judges are required to uphold real law, not personal interpretations. At this point, he's only digging himself into a deeper hole. A felony conviction could cost him basic rights and land him in prison. That wraps up today's breakdown. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this.